Hey everybody, Coach Dan here from the Run Experience. Running is a single leg exercise. Only one of those feet is on the ground at a time. And so while there's great value in those bilateral or double legged exercises, if you are able to find a way to put single leg exercises into your strength, mobility, and stability work, you will become a better runner. It doesn't need to take a long time. You don't need a bunch of gear to do it. Today, we've got a yoga mat, we've got a bench to step up on, and you're gonna see my 3 favorite single leg exercises. And we're gonna do it as a follow along. That's right. Through the magic of YouTube, you're gonna get a little voiceover of me walking you through it. You're gonna get a couple of different angles so you see these exercises and how to do them properly, and it won't take too long. So stick around right here. My 3 favorite single leg exercises coming up. All right, here we go. Our first exercise are gonna be single leg step ups. So you wanna be a little ways away from your bench, rooted with your upper foot heel driving forward. That's gonna be a theme in all of these exercises. That's 5 on one foot. Root into that heel and drive your opposing knee all the way up so that your leg is at least parallel to the ground. The further you get it up, the better you get. Here comes number 10. Gosh, these are quick. Switching legs. All right, driving into that opposing heel again and moving your knee up. You'll see a little wobble there. Focus on strength and stability, keeping your hips as level as you can up until the very end of that knee drive forward. And that's gonna give your best bang for your buck to make sure you're getting all of this exercise that you can. It's great, great, great for the hip flexors, which is one of the reasons I do it. There's 10. Now we're gonna do split squats. So you wanna set up this exercise as though you're in a couch stretch. We talk about that a lot here. Then drive that into your heel and straightening that front leg. Using your arms a little bit can really help with your balance here, and it also helps simulate that running motion. This is halfway through the first set. I don't want too much pressure into your toe that's on the bench. Really think about focusing into driving into that heel. Here comes our last rep. Gosh, that exercise is so good for all of that posterior line, keeping everything strong. So setting up again as a couch stretch and then pushing forward. You can see I'm so light in my front toe here that you can actually see it come up at times. That's really intentional. At this setup, what you want to make sure you're doing is to make sure that your knee, when it's bent, doesn't drive past your toe. That's how you know you're setting up properly. If your knee is driving past your toe, you're asking for some trouble with this exercise. Driving with those arms also helps with balance. You can see how windy it is. My gosh, my yoga mat's blowing everywhere. Next, we're gonna do single leg glute bridges. Sitting up like a normal glute bridge, heels in close to your butt. Try to get up straight, and then one leg comes up. This angle's a little tough to see it, so we're gonna show you another one. In a perfect world, we want your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders in a straight line when you're at the top of this exercise. So I like to keep my thumbs up or the back of my hands to the ground. There's a reason for that. If I keep my palms down, I can sometimes push into them, and I really, really, really don't want to be using my hands to cheat here. We want to use all of our glutes, and that's where your focus should be, in keeping those glutes tight. Keep that butt tight as you think about doing this exercise. So driving those hips up towards the sky and keeping that heel that's on the ground driving and rooted through that grounded heel. That's again the theme for these 3 exercises. That's done our first set. These things don't need to take too long. So the setup again here is square. That's 1, 2. I'm not too worried about time. It doesn't matter how long this takes you. It matters that you do it right. This is rep number 5 here. Pushing your glutes, so pushing your arms through the back and squeezing your glutes at the top is really great. Again, my favorite part of this exercise is that it really works the hip flexors, which are a weak point of mine. We've all got weak points, and that certainly is one of mine. All right, fixing that yoga mat. Oh golly. Here we go, driving through that front knee, making sure that we're getting every ounce out of every single rep here. You'll see I'm wobbling a little bit. That's a lack of focus, right? If you concentrate on the exercise that you're doing, you're gonna get more out of that exercise. That's 10 on the other leg. All right, setting up here, again, you wanna make sure that that front foot is far enough away. Setting up like a couch stretch is a really great way to do it. You see that line that I've got at the top there, shoulders, hips, knee, ankle, all in a straight line. That's great. You can feel this, you're gonna feel this one in your back leg, but it's working the front leg as well. This is an amazing single leg exercise for those of us who wanna get running a little bit faster or a little bit more stable. And so one of the benefits from this exercise that I like the most is that it really is a sneaky stability workout. And so you're getting the best you can out of your time to getting some strength in, but also some stability. That couch stretch at the beginning doesn't hurt either. Driving through the arms as you head up, that's 1 rep and 2. Again, your pacing here is not as important as your form. And so if you need to slow these down, it's no problem. Just pause the video when you get to the end of a set and you're all set to keep going then. All right, I'm critiquing my own form here and it looks mostly okay at this moment. There's always things I would change. Maybe it's a great idea for you to actually record yourself doing some of these things so you can see your form after the fact. Setting up for those single leg glute bridges, again, you want to get your hips in the air on setup, get 1 foot up and then begin your reps. Again, a straight line here, ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders is how you know that you're doing it right. But squeezing through those glutes at each and every rep is the way you're gonna get the best out of this. Strengthening that posterior chain, making sure your butt is really strong, is sort of a sneaky way to become a better runner. That butt is doing an awful lot of work when you're running, especially when you're running quickly. And so making sure that it's strong enough to take that extra load is really an important part of becoming a consistent and a better runner. So generally this way through a workout, you can start to feel some fatigue. Really focus in on your form and those cues here. In this case, rooting your shoulders into the ground and rooting that heel into the ground is gonna be an important one. Starting our 3rd set, shoulders back. Good little cue, Dan, way to go. Driving that knee forward. Great. This also serves as a really good warm-up for you if you're about to start a run. I actually prefer this as a strength workout at the end of a run, which is what I did here this morning. It was a windy day, which is part of the reason that I decided to do this voiceover instead of trying to talk to you while I was doing it. Switching legs for the last set, making sure the last one is as good as the first one. Driving that knee forward, driving those arms back, but keeping your shoulders in line is really important. If you find yourself starting to waver here from a balance point of view, that's okay. Take a second, reset yourself, reroute that grounded heel into the bench, start over and keep going. Moving on to our last set of these split squats. Some people call these Bulgarian split squats. And if you want extra load, it's great to grab a kettlebell or two as you do these. I would suggest doing that without too much weight, and so it can get a little bit sneaky if you're holding kettlebells as you do this. I love pairing this exercise, the Bulgarian split squat, with a Turkish get up, which we're going to cover in a future video. We've got lots of videos like these, strength videos, on our Daily Run app, so check it out there and you'll be able to see these types of videos integrated into all of our running programs to make sure you're building strength as you build mileage, get stronger and faster. Taking a second to set up before my last set of these split squats is important. You want to make sure that line is straight when you're up. Now, it doesn't matter if your knee touches down. It can if you want to, but as long as you're getting lots of depth from this squat, you don't actually need to touch your knee down. And the cue here is at the top, not at the bottom. And so get nice and deep on the downside, but when you get back to the top, try to keep that straight line, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. That's how you know you're doing okay. Kicking the blown yoga mat out of the way, moving into our last set of glute bridges. You can see the tightness in my face there. There it is. One leg up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Palms up, rooted into your shoulders and even the back of your wrists if you want to make sure you're not cheating by pushing down with those hands. Moving into our last set, or our last few reps of this second to last set. And here we go. Last one. Count them through with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. You've done it. That'll work. There you have it. My follow along of 3 single leg exercises that I absolutely love, and I promise will make you a better runner.